Hello again. Okay, so the next thing that I also made for Gail, this is my good friend who, her son is my son's best friend, and she's just a dear, dear friend. She's a teacher at the school, the high school, and she always makes me, and she's just a dear friend. She's a dear friend, and she loves to craft, doesn't have as much time for crafting now that she's working full time, but she loves to craft. And the last couple of years, she has stitched me up different Santas. I should have brought them, but redwork Santas. And so I found this at one of the days that I was at the quilt shop over the summer, and I bought the kit. It did not come with the frame. The frame was for something else. But anyway, it's just a wool applique Santa. And I bought the kit. So this wool all came, this is not my wool, this wool all came with the Santa. Let me see if I can back up a little bit. So then I mounted it on, I stitched it to the background, to the black, and I happen to have this frame, this old kind of, I don't remember, I'm sure it was for another project that I didn't finish, but put it in the frame, and then again, whatever this is called, a little bit of holly, it looks like holly and ivy to me, and the little bow at the top, and hot glued everything, and there you have it. And so, yeah, and this has a little bit of stitching here that I did. Very simple. It didn't take me long to do this at all. I think that turned out really nice. It's really long and narrow. Let me see if I can kind of give you guys a, it's just a really pretty piece. It's just a really neat piece. And then I don't know if you can see this little tassel, but I made this little tassel with some floss, and just wound it almost like I was making a pom-pom, and then cut it and tied it and stitched it on. And yeah, so I think that turned out really cute. And then I also finished Caleb and Caitlin's ornament with the two kind of old looking people with the peppermint tree. And if I can do it, I'll insert a picture of that here. And then I also did two more kind of bigger pieces. I did the bottom half of Ebenezer's Christmas, which is, and he knew how to keep Christmas well, and I did just the bottom half of that for my friend Janice, because she collects black horses, and her business is called Black Horse Antiques. I mounted that on a tray, painted a tray, bought an unfinished tray at Michael's and painted it and mounted it on that, and I'll insert a picture of that here. And then for Colleen, who collects sheep, also from last year's Just Cross Stitch Christmas Edition magazine, I did the 5 sheep waiting for Santa, or maybe there's 6 sheep. I think it's 5 sheep waiting for Santa, and it says waiting for Santa across the top. And all the sheep, it's just their behinds, and then one of them is turned around, and so you see one little sheep's face, and all the rest of them are turned around looking at the sky waiting for Santa. So I'll insert a picture of that here. So those have already been gifted and given, and they seem to be happy with those and liked those. So that was kind of fun, and I enjoyed doing that. Some old pieces, I have my list here because I knew I had so much to talk to you about. As far as old pieces, I didn't bring up any of my old cross-stitch pieces because I couldn't remember which ones I'd already showed you, and I didn't want to repeat myself. But I did bring up 2 old needle punches that I did. Needle punches? Needle punch needles? I don't know how to say it. This was one of the very first ones I did, and it's a Jan Goose. Jan Goose is a lady who lives in Iowa and used to do a lot of designing of rugs and needle punch, and I don't think she designs anymore, but she had some really, really great patterns, and this was one of her Santas, and it's not really showing up very well with the glare. I'm in my office today, and there's quite a glare. One I did before, and this may be a Brenda Gervais pattern. I don't remember, and it's super old and back in the day when I didn't keep. But this was also something like Waiting, or I can't remember what it was called, but it's Santa and Rudolph. And I have this framed in an old frame that had something else in it, and I just took it out and stuck it in there, and it fit just right. But yeah, that's a sweet little needle punch, and that was one of the very first ones I ever did. And yeah, needle punch is it's really, it only takes a little bit to kind of get going with it, and it's very easy to get going. So, okay, let me look at all right, so those are my finishes. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about haul, and I actually have a ton of haul, and I didn't even bring it because I went a little nuts. I really did, and I think it was because my goal, and I'm going to talk here a little bit about resolutions, but one of my goals for this year, and it was kind of an end of last year goal, and I'm carrying it into the new year, but one of my goals for this year is no more new projects, no more new charts, no more new rug patterns, no more new needle punch, no more, until I make some real sizable dents in what I currently have, because I have a ton. And it's great to be inspired and by FlossTube, and I love it, and I think it's a wonderful community, but I just think that there's always a balance, right? And so while it's awesome and wonderful to be inspired, there's a balance in overdoing it and having more than you can do in your lifetime, which I think somebody came up with an acronym for that. And, if I were to die tomorrow and my husband were to go through all of my things, which he would have to, and I would feel very sorry for him, I think he would be appalled. I just think that, yeah, I'm overdone. And I think a lot of us get to that point, and, so it's just time. It's time to sit down and get some things finished. So kind of with that in mind, I think the last couple weeks in December, I was tired a lot, and late at night when, after we'd been busy, and then I was too tired to stitch, but not too tired to either watch FlossTube or, look or go, whatever I did, look at different websites or whatever. I just kind of bought crazily everything that I want. No buyer's remorse. I'm not sad that I bought anything, but I have a lot of stuff. So I'm just going to show you a small portion of the haul. And it's all pretty much stuff that I'm working on and want to be working on right away, and along with some things that I have going already that I'd like to get done. So the first thing, and this happened, sorry, I'm having to reach, is I ordered the other 8 of the Charmed Santas, the Mill Hill Charmed Santas, and I'm not going to show them all to you. They're all different enough, but kind of similar. So they're all just faces. And I'm going to show you my favorite one is, well, I don't know. Maybe I'll show you a couple of them. So this one is called, so these all say Series 2. So I didn't know, no, they don't all say Series 2. I see some of them are Series 2 and some of them aren't. So this one is called Santa Jingles. And I love this one, how his beard is kind of flowing and he looks kind of windblown. But, it's really interesting. There's only a few colors. I mean, there's not a ton of floss in the back, but for as little as you have to do, their faces come out so, they're very interesting, aren't they? There's just a lot of interest. There's a lot of depth to that face, considering it's like, 3 colors, 2 colors in the eye. I don't know. So I loved him. I love Twinkle Claws is this one. One is just, as I always say, cuter than the next. This one is super cute. He's Santa Noel, and he has like a little bell, I think, on the end. That's his charm. I love his beard. That's really, so anyway, I have 8 of those. I intend to gift a couple of these, and then, I do intend to restock those, and, because I would like to have the whole series. I have a small tree that we bought last year for outside, and kind of like it's been across the country, we've had some of the coldest weather that I've ever experienced in my lifetime, between all the places we've ever lived, which included Colorado, and I can't ever remember it getting this cold in Colorado, but our high yesterday was 4 below. It was actually originally supposed to be 2 below, and it only got up to 4 below. And we had wind chills of and the low was, it was 28 below as the low with wind chills of 45 below zero. And, I mean, it's been super cold. But anyway, we'd had a lot of wind prior to that. So we bought this little tree for our front porch at like Ace Hardware. And I brought it in because it kept blowing over, and it was, yeah, it's just a small tree. But so I've been putting all of the homemade ornaments, the cross-stitched ornaments on that tree, and it's pretty much full. So yeah, someday I'm going to need a bigger tree. Okay, well, let's see. Do I want to show you? Sorry, I'm trying to organize. Oh, let me see. I moved where I was going to put stuff. I was watching Jen's stitching niche, and I love her. I love every single thing she does. And you know, there are those people that do stuff that you think, oh, that's really neat, knowing that you're never going to do it. Jen is one of those people that I watch and think, I want to do that, I want to do that, I want to do that, I want to do that. Anyway, Jen has a shop on Etsy, Jen's Stitching Niche, and if you've never visited it, please do, and please support her business. And I watched her video, and I went online and ordered a whole slew of things. The first thing that I ordered is a punch needle, and this is by Threads That Bind. It's called Deep Explorer. I love whales, and I have a couple of whale rugs. Try to say that quickly 3 times. And this is just a tiny needle point, or a needle punch, but I thought it was really, really cute, and just love that. And so that's I think going to go in my punch needle project right away. And then I ordered, and I have some of this stuff already kitted up, I ordered Birds of a Feather Holiday Seasons. I love anything that is a seasonal, like a 4-season, or a, you know, like not just Halloween, but like fall. And this is so cute because it's all of the different seasons, and then kind of in, you know, like here's what's all in here: Christmas, Valentine's Day, snowmen, you know, all of that. This is Easter, St. Patty's Day, Halloween, Thanksgiving, and then summer. And I just thought that was really, really cute. And I dyed some fabric for it, but I think I forgot to bring it in. So I coffee tea dyed it, and so nothing fancy. But then I got this from Jen, the Prairie Schooler. This is Prairie Schooler Just Hatched, book number 107. I love bunnies. I love sheep. I love anything to do with chickens or roosters or hens, and little chickens or roosters or hens, and I thought these were so cute. And I have my tree that I leave up seasonally, so I'll make these into little ornaments to hang on the tree. So I love that. I'm already at 13, so this will be 3 videos. Stacy, oh gosh, I thought this was so pretty. I wasn't going to order anything Christmassy, and yet I did. Stacy Nash Primitives Christmas at Hollyberry Farms sampler. Oh, I loved that. That's so pretty. Then of course, me and my Plum Street sampler. This is Nantucket Girl sampler. I have only been to the East Coast. I have only been to Pennsylvania, and Maryland is as far east as I've ever gone. I've never been to the northern East Coast, and I've never been to New York. I've never been to any of the New England states. I'm enamored with it. So anything that has to do with the Eastern Seaboard, Nantucket, you know, any of those places I love. And so this is Nantucket Girl Sampler. And look at that. And again, it has a whale. See, there's my love of whales, but it is super cute. So I was actually going to kit this up, and it calls for NPI silks or DMCs, and I think I may want to do this in NPI, so I may hold off and kit that up maybe a little bit later. Show you one more, and then I'm going to have to go on to the next video. Stranded Jacks, also Plum Street sampler. And this is cute. And this got me because of the whale again. But there's a whale and a pumpkin and a little, I know these are really, really hard to see. The picture's not great. A little mermaid, a witchy mermaid. I almost feel like Abby stitched these at one point in time. I just went over, so I'm probably going to have to cut something out of there. But just stand by 1 second. We're going to go on to the next video.